Lions, Browns this weekend. Let's talk Lions. Welcome back to an all-new episode here at Let's Talk Lions. My name is Jay. Here it is. Lions sitting at 2-1. Browns sitting at 1-2. The Browns coming off of a huge win against the Packers. The Lions coming off of a huge win against the Ravens here at home. It's kind of cool that the Lions have already played both the Packers and the Ravens, and the Browns have done such as well. So it's kind of cool to be able to match it up, stack it up, see what we got here. And as we get into this, I do have a voicemail that I'm going to play that I think kind of offers, it lends to the storyline here. So you know what? Let's first and foremost hop into a voicemail that I received from one of you. If you did not know, you can actually leave me a voicemail at 313-486-0292. So let's get into it.
Hey Jay, this is Andy from Saucy Sports. Wanted to call in with kind of a two-parter here. I want to shout out real quick my brother-in-law from Lithuania who actually put me on to your show.
Lithuania.
But I want to start off with our Lake Erie Bro, the Browns. I know big game coming up. I think there's always kind of been an affinity for the Lake Erie Bros, for the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns, the Detroit Lions. It's always kind of been like, hey, we're pulling for each other. You guys felt the same, like any small affinity towards them. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up is just like how hard David Montgomery's running the ball right now. Like I know you're a big Lord of the Rings guy.
I am.
Just wanted to say, like I haven't seen anybody run this hard since that one Urukai in the Battle of Helm's Deep, in Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
Yep.
Like both running, you know, when Legolas like shoot him down, can't take him down. He runs that hard, running with bad intentions. And then blows up that wall at Helm's Deep.
I know the exact Urukai you're talking about.
We're blowing up the same old Lions wall. You know, that big wall that we've all been trying to break down for our entire lives for the Lions. I love your Lord of the Rings references. I think that one, that Urukai that's running, you know, with that sparkler, it's got to be David Montgomery. But I'd love to give you guys thoughts. Thanks.
For anybody who's not a Lord of the Rings fan, insert video here. Andy, you are absolutely correct. That's probably one of the best references I've heard. That's better than most references I make even to Lord of the Rings here on the channel. That Urukai gunning down the gauntlet with that sparkler in his hand with the torch, and he's ripping it because it's the only way to break into Helm's Deep. Aragorn yelling, kill him, Legolas, let's go, take him down. And then, boom, the whole thing blows up. But I love that because David Montgomery is that Urukai. Normally, we try to be the good guys here, but I see what you're saying. Ain't nobody running as hard as David Montgomery, except for that Urukai at Helm's Deep. Love the reference, Andy. Thank you. Love that your brother-in-law from Lithuania is watching. Look, man, and this is it leads into what is this game. I agree. I love Lake Erie Bros. Browns, Bills, Lions. I think it's safe to say that most people have an affinity for one of those three teams. Like if the Lions and the Bills disbanded overnight, I'd probably just become a Browns fan, right? Or if the Lions and the Browns disbanded, it's going to be the Bills. Like there's just this thing, and I think fans of those two other teams could probably say something very similar. So I love that. I love Lake Erie Bros. Always pulling for the Browns. Always pulling for the Bills whenever we are not playing one or the other. So those are two teams that I do really love and want to see succeed. What's interesting is you're looking at this game against the Browns, right? You cannot get complacent. The Lions cannot get complacent in this game because look what happens to the Packers. Now, I think the Packers playing with a little bit of the inconsistency of Jordan Love really lends its hand to that loss. The Browns offense as a whole, when it comes to this season so far, we're only 3 games in, but they're ranked 30th in scoring offense at roughly 15 points a game. 29th overall in yards per play so far, 4.3. The O-line, not bad. And their running back, Judkins, 21-year-old kid, he's starting to get into rhythm. So, like, really, when you look at it, Judkins, he misses game 1, but then he's there against the Ravens, and he's there against Green Bay. Against the Ravens, 10 carries, 61 yards, 6.1 on average. No TDs. And against Green Bay, 18 carries, 94 yards, 5.2 yards on average, with 1 TD. So some people are like, you beware, like this guy, he's starting to get into rhythm. He's starting to find his own. He missed game 1, but here he is, game 2, game 3, 5 yards per carry. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but the Lions D-line stopping the run, forced to be reckoned with. And if I'm being honest with you, I am not worried. Now, it doesn't mean you get complacent and you say, okay, like what I'm trying to say here is the Lions up against Josh Jacobs absolutely shut him down. Against Green Bay, Lions rush D against Josh Jacobs, 66 yards on 19 carries. Only 3.5 yards per carry, 1 TD with a long of 15 yards. And that's impressive because Josh Jacobs is a stud. But even more impressively, in my opinion, shutting down Derrick Henry in a way that you don't see people do. Not often. But the Lions rush D, when you've got Muhammad, who's coming into his own, opposite of Hutch, with that Tyleek Williams, number 1 or overall first-round draft pick this year by the Lions, and next to DJ Reader, shutting down the run, Derrick Henry, impressively, only 50 yards on 12 carries, 4.2 yards per carry, 1 TD. He did rip off one long for 28 yards. However, the Lions rush D doing their job and shutting it down. So I'm not worried about Judkins. I'm not worried in that regard. I think between the front and then the linebackers, Jack Campbell going toe-to-toe with Derrick Henry. Toe-to-toe. Alex Anzalone, Derek Barnes. I feel very confident going up against what is, and if I may say, in all respect towards the Browns, a team that I root for every other week. Every other week. The offense is not good. And the Lions defense is looking really good. Putting together complete games against Baltimore, obviously Chicago, and even against Green Bay. Yeah, the first half wasn't good, but they found their rhythm under Kelvin Shepard. 7 sacks on Baltimore, on Lamar Jackson, 2 forced fumbles, 1 on Henry, 1 on Lamar. Like, I feel very good about the defense. I feel confident. We have to see where Hutch is at. I saw he had an ice pack on his knee, and by the time this video comes out, I'm not sure where we are when it comes to practice and who is going to be playing or not, injury list. But what I will say is I think the Lions defense is going to be too stout for the Browns. And on the flip side, the Lions offense is rolling. I don't even think the word is rolling. It's just like it's friggin' rocket ship just taking off. And I don't see it coming down for quite some time. Matthew McConaughey.
Make him stay, Merv.
We can't make this offense stay. They are gone. They have taken off. David Montgomery, the Uruk-hai, leading the charge. I look at our offense, and we're stacked, man. You don't even need to go through the stats. If you have watched the last 2 games, you see it. You know it. And John Morton coming into his own. I got a video coming out about John Morton, Kelvin Shepard. And I just think that, or maybe it already did come out. I can't remember. I just think that the Lions offense is too stacked to be trifled with against this Cleveland Browns team. Now, I mean no disrespect to Cleveland. I love the way that they were able to claw back and get that victory over Green Bay. Thank you. Thank you. Huge fan. And like I'm saying, if the Lions disbanded overnight, it's Bills and Cleveland. That's it. But I think that while their offense is sputtering out, Joe Flacco is looking over his shoulder. Not that I think he really cares, but he sees a couple young studs ready to take his job, and he's kind of wobbly. I'm looking at his stats recently, and stats are one thing. They don't tell the full picture because he knows how to win, right? He's a seasoned vet, 41 years old, I believe. He's won a Super Bowl. Like, the guy... He's Joe Flacco, and I am not going to take anything away from him in that regard. And that's why statistically, 4 picks, 2 TD, 641 yards total so far. Like, it's like okay, it's not great, but it's also not bad. And listen, man, Joe Flacco, I do respect, and I think he's a stud. And man, I wouldn't mind seeing him in Honolulu Blue, even if it's just to retire. Oh, you having fun over there with Bulbasaur? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And the real fear defensively for Cleveland is the one, the only, Myles Garrett. right? Like, it's Myles Garrett. Now, how do Panay and how do Decker and how does the O-line, how does everybody handle Myles Garrett? We saw what happened up against Micah Parsons, and it was tough, but Micah Parsons was on a pitch count. He's only coming in on third downs. He's kind of juiced up like that. And that game, I think, against Green Bay was a bit of an anomaly. I don't think it's fair to sit there and just be like, well, we can't stop premier rushers. I don't believe that, actually, at all. Yeah, what do you think? You got Bulbasaur? Bulbasaur. Okay, 1 minute. I'm almost done. I promise. So with that, I think all in all, don't look like Green Bay. Don't look like Green Bay. Don't go out there. Don't be complacent. And play the game you know how to play. Treat them like every other team. Treat them like they're the Packers. Treat them like they're the Ravens. Treat them like they're Cincy. And pound them. But that's it. That's it. Those are my thoughts. Heading into this game against Cleveland. Let me know your thoughts. If you want to drop score predictions, do it. And we will have a post-game show right after the game put out to you from me and the boys. So that is it. And I will see you next time here at Let's Talk Lions. You're done? Okay, let's go.